Hi everyone, it's Rhianna from A-Step here to wish you a happy Wednesday and welcome you to the second week of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. We cannot believe that it's already here. It's going so fast. And we're thankful for everyone who's been continuing to interact with us virtually, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, watching videos, sharing the videos. All of that really is super important as we're not able to be in person with people this year. We also wanted to say thank you to everyone who had participated in our Sexual Assault Awareness Month Day of Action yesterday. So by wearing teal and sharing those photos, that really made a big difference. And we were able to create a really great collage. And you can check that out on our Facebook or on our Instagram. We posted it onto both so that everyone can see that. So today I want to talk a little bit about consent and how that looks like talking with kids. So this is a pretty big question that we sometimes will get from parents. It can be a lot of ins and outs. It seems like a big topic, and it doesn't have to be. Talking about consent does not have to be scary when it comes to talking to kids, and it has this looming thought that it has to be one big sit-down talk where everyone feels uncomfortable, but really, consent is something that should be taught ongoing, and it really actually does better in that way. Studies have shown that kids do better if they have a higher dosage of learning, so to speak. So getting the same message consistently over and over again is what's going to make a difference for those kids. And starting, you can talk to their kids and tell them that their body belongs to them. That's probably one of the most important things to start with. Letting them know that if anyone touches them and it makes them feel uncomfortable, they can say stop. They can tell that person, no, get away from me, that sort of things. That's what I teach when I go in and talk with the little 4K kiddos and even elementary school too. We remind kids that it's never okay for someone to touch their private body parts unless it's to keep them clean or healthy. And that person should be explaining that. That adult should be explaining that. So if it's mom or dad giving a bath or helping change clothes, or when you go to the doctor, those people should explain what they're doing. And if it makes a kid feel uncomfortable, they need to talk to a trusted adult about that. It can be kind of tricky to navigate when you're teaching a kid boundaries and telling them, you don't have to hug someone, you don't have to give a kiss to someone, even if it's friends or family. That gets tricky. Sometimes friends and family don't understand that that's what you're teaching your kid. And so in a situation that we've seen and we've heard of is that maybe you go and visit friends or family and that family member wants a hug from the child, but the child says no. And that can be really disheartening for that family member. They may think, this kid doesn't love me. They don't want to hug me. What's going on? And it's important for you to share with that family member, like, hey, we're actually just teaching our kid that they have the right to set boundaries and we're respecting those. So offering alternative ways of that physical touch can be super important. Whether it's a wave goodbye, a fist bump, a high five, saying nice words, things like that. Giving a kid alternatives is super important, as well as making sure that those family members know that too. When we're talking about consent with kids, we also have to make sure we're having consistent messaging, kind of like I said before with the dosage and making sure kids get that message over and over again. You want to speak clearly. You want to have concise terms. Maybe don't necessarily use the word consent with a 4-year-old, more like permission or asking if it's okay to do something. But then also things like using anatomically correct body parts. That's important so that kids know what you're talking about and they understand. So there's tons of books and short videos out there. This itself is going to be a short video, but we'll link those for you down below in the comments or wherever, because there's tons of tools out there to help. So this was just a small introduction, but if you have any questions whatsoever, we're always happy to help over at A-Step, and checking out some of those resources can be really great, and having those conversations with your kids. Maybe you talk about it when you're in the car on the way to school when that starts again, or on the way to the store, on a family vacation, saying things like, what would you do if someone did something you didn't like, or someone touched you in a way that you felt uncomfortable? What would you do about that? And having those conversations and making sure those conversations are normal empowers those kids now and later in life that they can say no to something that they don't like. So thank you so much for watching. We will link those videos down below. Talking to kids about consent does not have to be scary. So always remember that you have the right to help your kid feel safe.